Hey, what's up everyone? Info1545 here today, giving you all another news update on Sonic Lost World for the Nintendo Wii U and 3DS. So, in this video right here, we're going to be covering how Nintendo held a Nintendo Direct conference earlier today, giving us some new info about the Wii U and 3DS versions' connectivity. Then also, we have a new official cutscene and a trailer that was released from Summer of Sonic, and not only that, also going to be covering some of the dialogue that is in Sonic Lost World. So this is actually going to be a pretty interesting episode right here. Anyway, first off, Nintendo, with the WAD that held the Nintendo Direct conference earlier today, kind of giving us some new info about the Wii U and 3DS version's connectivity, to where on the 3DS version you can actually create these remote-controlled RC vehicles, and what they can do is actually help and assist Sonic in the stages to where they can collect rings, and I guess, who knows, maybe red rings or certain other objects in the game. So I don't know how, useful that's going to be. It sounds a little bit gimmicky, but who knows, if it collects red rings and, some red rings are out of reach, which I'm pretty sure they will be, I think that'll be a pretty good, benefit to the game, because they'll actually help out a lot. But, let me know what you think in the comments below about, this whole little RC vehicle thing. But that, and also we got some footage of the 3DS version of Desert Ruins, so make sure to check that out. And then, also got an official cutscene that was released earlier today, to where it shows the Deadly Six going at it between Eggman and Sonic, to where apparently it seems like the Deadly Six have betrayed Eggman, because I guess from what it's saying, Eggman and the Deadly Six were, working together, and if you actually look at one of the previous trailers, you can see that Eggman's egg pod is right beside, one of the Deadly Six, like the pink animals. So I'm guessing early in the game they're actually teamed up, and then next thing you know, the Deadly Six betray Eggman and, still go against Sonic. And if you actually look in the cutscene, it shows to where it seems like the Deadly Six are apparently mind-controlling Eggman's own robots against them. I don't know if that's just me, but, if you actually look at it, it's like they have their fingers, like, right around their eyes, like their minds, and it seems like they're focusing, their minds or their energy or something like that. And then with certain movements that they do, it sends, the robots to go after Eggman. So I'm guessing maybe the Deadly Six have these, like, supernatural powers or something like that, to where they can mind control certain robots or whatever. Who knows? But that's just one thing I saw, and I was like, that seems kind of interesting. And if I actually look at it, it's kind of cool because, we've seen that, while this game looks very cartoony and stuff like that, it actually seems a bit darker than other Sonic games, and I'm going to actually get into more detail about that in just a second with the dialogue. But if you actually look at the footage, it's like there's so many explosions going all over the place, and it's not like we haven't seen that before in Sonic games, but that's probably the closest Eggman has ever come to actually getting that much bodily harm to him. Like, we've seen Eggman, in his egg pod, get tossed out of orbit by the werehog, just all kinds of random stuff, but we've never seen him have that much bodily harm almost come to him, to where we've seen, Shadow the Hedgehog, to where Shadow beats the crap out of him, and then Sonic Heroes, to where, Charmy Bee stings him and all that stuff, but in this trailer, we actually see, like, a fireball almost burn Eggman's face, and it burns his whiskers. Like, it's crazy. And I don't know, it just kind of seems like, they're actually putting a bit more, violence and danger to the actual characters in the game. Because it was like, when I first saw that, I was like, whoa, what? Like, you don't expect, like, you expect Eggman, to get knocked out of his egg pod or whatever, and it to just be goofy, but that was, like, intense. It burned his mustache, his signature mustache. I mean, you just don't do that. Well, now they are, technically, I guess, so it's kind of interesting. And then also, there was actually a new Summer of Sonic trailer that was revealed a couple of days ago, to where we have some direct 1080p footage right here. 1080p footage right here. And it looks gorgeous. Like, we get to see some, Eagle gameplay footage in Desert Ruins, and also, the Silent Forest, where Sonic's running all over the place. And one thing I noticed is that it actually seems like Sonic has to manually jump over to different rails. So I know some people will actually be pretty excited about that, since you know a lot of people don't like automated stuff in Sonic games. But that was one thing I noticed right there. And then also the music that was playing during the trailer. Not sure if it doesn't seem like it's tied to any of the stages, because it was playing throughout the whole trailer. It wasn't like they were changing the music whenever they went to a different world or whatever. But if you actually listen to it, it sounds like Sonic music, but it's orchestrated. So you can hear like the oh, like all that in the background. So I'm wondering if this music is actually was just secretly added in, and it's like, well, not secretly added in, but was like added in, and it's actually boss music for Sonic Lost World. Because if you actually listen to it, it sounds very similar to the final boss music from, you know, Sonic Colors. It kind of has that, you know, epic orchestrated sound to it. And who knows, maybe this music is actually tied to a certain boss fight that's going to be shown off in Sonic Lost World. That's just something, you know, I personally saw and that I personally thought. So don't, you know, think too much into it, but just something I randomly thought of. Then also, last thing I do have to cover in this video is that there's some interesting dialogue in Sonic Lost World. This was probably released about a week ago or something like that, but you know, I always try to get like at least a substantial amount of news info in order to actually do a news update, and then I'll just cover some of the stuff that would happen, you know, like a few days ago. So, one thing that we've noticed is that while Sonic Lost World looks very, very cartoony, like a kid's show almost, it's surprisingly has an ESRB rating of E10 and up, and this is the last Sonic game that actually had that was, I don't think it was Sonic Generations. The last game was Sonic Unleashed, and the game before that was Shadow the Hedgehog, so there haven't really been that many Sonic games with an E10 and up rating. But this game does, and it's probably because of the dialogue and certain action sequences that actually happen, because I'm going to read some of this and quote it actually. So apparently, some of the characters, not saying specifically who they are in this game, say, "You're going home in a box. I'm going to skin you alive. I long for death's cold embrace." Then also we have here, "I'll get fat from eating your black hearts. 1 second you're contemplating genocide. And as long as I can still strangle a Zeddy, my hands are fine." So, yeah, quite dark for a Sonic game. It's just like, never have we really heard language like that in a Sonic game. If anything, it's like, "I'm going to crush you, Sonic!" or something like that, or, you know, just like hinting at Sonic dying or whatever, and never really saying anything like death's cold embrace or genocide or strangling something. Like, this stuff is dark. Like, even Shadow the Hedgehog I don't think was even this dark, to where, you know, they probably cursed and, you know, like, I don't know, Black Arms and stuff was like, you know, probably threatened Shadow with death or something, but it's just like, not as dark as this. So, I don't know, I'm really excited, because from what we're seeing right now, looks can be very deceiving, and this game is showing it big time, because this sounds like one of the darkest Sonic games dialogue-wise, and who knows, maybe it gets even darker later into the game. We'll just have to see, but I'm pretty excited about this game. You know, let me know in the comments below what you all think about it so far, what you think about the dark dialogue, and then also, you know, what you all thought about the new trailers and footage that were released today, and, you know, the whole 3DS and Wii U connectivity. But that does it for this video, so thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to, if you did enjoy the video and found this video informative, you know, leave a like and a comment. It really, really helps out a ton, and, you know, if, you know, enough people want me to keep on doing these news updates, I definitely will keep on doing them. But, yeah, so that does it for this video. Thanks again for watching. See you all. Have a good day. Peace, Go Mites.
Let's start with Sonic Lost World for Wii U, which we initially announced in our Nintendo Direct prior to E3 in May. One of the big features for this game is that Sonic will see through a variety of levels and explore massive mind-bending courses, vast underground tunnels, and colossal structures in the sky while running inside, outside, and upside down. With 3 speed levels to choose from, the players can control Sonic more freely, making the game more engaging for players of all skill levels. Other new moves, such as vaulting over objects and running along walls, plus unique color powers, will take your gameplay experience to new heights as you rise against the Deadly Six. Sega's Sonic Lost World will be available on October 22nd. There is also a Nintendo 3DS version of Sonic Lost World, which will be available on October 22nd. The Wii U and Nintendo 3DS versions of the game can communicate with each other through a local wireless connection. The Nintendo 3DS will allow players to create and customize radio-controlled vehicles in Tails Lab and send them to the Wii U version of the game. The RC vehicles can then be used to support Sonic in the co-op mode on Wii U.
この状況はシャレになんないな。急いで離れるぞ。
助かったよ、ソニック。
キューゴット、ひとまず会社にある。
Ha ha ha!